Welcome to Form 1 Mathematics DLP Chapter 1 Rational Number. This is the second part of the lesson, so if you have not seen the first part of this lesson, I'll link the video in the description box below. So make sure that you go and watch the first part, then you come back and watch the second part. Now, this second part of basic arithmetic operation involving integers. So hopefully by the end of this lesson, you as a student can perform computation involving combined basic arithmetic operation of integer. Secondly, you are able to describe the law of arithmetic operations. And lastly, that we're able to perform efficient computation using the law of basic arithmetic operation. Shall we begin? Right, previously you already learned about adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing positive and negative integers. Now let's combine the operation to perform computation on integers. So this type of combined operation usually involve more than two integers and involve more than one operation. So let's look at the order of mathematical operations. So if you look at the table in front of you, the color graphic, so we are going to use BODMAS, which is BOD mass. So B stands for bracket, O for orders, D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, and S for subtraction. Now if you see, it is already color coded. So the first one is B, bracket. Now we are going to do any of the operation that is happening inside the bracket first. Solve that one first. Next we are going to move to order. For now we are going to skip this one, and you are going to see this order when we go further into our Form 1 mathematics. Next we are going to see D and M. Okay, DM, division and multiplication. So these two operations are on the same level. So if you happen to see division or multiplication, any of them can be done first from left to right. The last one of the order is A and S, addition and subtraction. Now these two are going to be the lowest in our operation. So let's recap. We are going to do anything that is in bracket first, then followed by division or multiplication. Lastly is addition or subtraction. Okay, let's see how to use this in our computation. Now make sure you have your calculator next to you, because I'm going to teach you how to use calculator to help our operation today, as well as use calculator to check our answer later on. Right, the first question is negative 8 multiply bracket negative 2 plus 3. Now according to BOD mass, we are going to do bracket first. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the bracket. We are going to do this one first. Negative 2 plus 3. I have not touched negative 8 yet, so we are going to copy negative 8 multiply. Right, negative 2 plus 3. Okay, you should get 1. I'm going to keep the bracket there. Alright, next is negative 8 multiply 1. 1 is actually a positive number. So when in mathematics, we are going to multiply symbol with symbol, number with number. So the negative will multiply together with positive. So if you can remember previously, alright, this one, if a positive multiply negative, our final answer will be negative. So we're going to have an answer of negative. Let me change the pen color first. And then 8 will multiply with 1, which is 8. Okay, now let's use our calculator to check the answer. So you enter, this one is negative 8. So on your calculator, there is a button for negative, which is near to the letter A in red color. Alright, so this button is referring to negative, whereas the button down here referring to the operation subtraction, okay, the minus part. So when you enter the number negative 8, it should be negative and then 8 multiply, open a bracket, negative 2 plus 3, close your bracket, and then you press equal. Alright, if you press correctly, you'll find your answer in the number in your calculator should be negative 8. So this is how we are going to use calculator to check our answer. Alright, now if you notice that if you are not very good with calculation, now that you have the choice of using calculator for your calculation, you can actually, while you are calculating the first part, use the calculator to help your calculation. So the bracket here is bracket negative 2 plus 3. So in your calculator, you can enter negative 2 plus 3 in order for you to get the answer. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Question 2. 7 plus 2 bracket 3. Now, if you notice that this one is 2 bracket 3. When you see 2 bracket 3 like this, it is actually meaning 2 multiply 3. Okay, so I'm going to write it again. So it's 7 plus 2 multiply 3. Alright, according to BODMAS, which I'm going to write here, okay, there is no bracket, so I'm not going to see the bracket. The next one is either divide or multiply. Okay, according to the question, there is one multiply, which is 2 multiply 3. So we are going to do that one first. Okay, 7, I have not touched it yet, so I'm going to copy down 7 plus 2 multiply 3, you will get 6. Alright, next one is 7 plus 6, which is AS. So 7 plus 6, you should get 13. Alright, how to use calculator to check our answer? You can choose to follow exactly like the question, which is 7. Alright, 7 plus 2, open bracket, 3, and then close your bracket, and then press equal sign. You should get the final answer same as this one, which is 13. Okay, alternatively, you can choose to use this step, which is 7 plus 2 multiply 3. Alright, if you enter this one, you will also get 13. Alright, you know calculator is an indispensable tool for you, so make sure that you take good care of calculator. Next question. This question is 4 minus 12 divide with bracket negative 2 plus bracket negative 1. For any integer or any numbers that have negative, it is advisable to put a bracket in front of it. Now this bracket, this bracket is a different bracket meaning compared to the one that we seen in question 2. Alright, question 2, 2 bracket 3. This one is divide bracket negative 2. So there is an operation divide in between the number and the bracket. So make sure you don't confuse between 2 bracket 3 as in 2 multiply 3 with this one, which is 12 divide with bracket negative 2. There is an operation in between these two number, and this bracket doesn't have this bracket doesn't have any other operation in the bracket. So this bracket is a different meaning than the one we seen in question 1. Which is this one. So negative 2 plus 3. There is a plus here. When you do more exercise, you will understand that this bracket is 2, bracket 3 is 2 multiply 3. And this bracket is just a bracket to indicate it is a negative number. Right. Let's go back to our BODMAS. BODMAS. Even if there's this question have bracket, but this bracket is for negative number, so we don't have any B. We are going to skip over all. Now is D and M. Do we have divide or multiply in the equation? Yes, there is one divide in this equation, which is over here. So it will be 12 divide with negative 2. So we are going to do that one first. I have not touched 4, so I copy it down. I have not touched minus, so I'm going to copy that one down. Now I'm going to do this one first, which is 12 divided with negative 2. So you can use your calculator to calculate that for you. 12 divide with bracket negative 2, close your bracket. Now if you are very good with your calculation, this 12 is a positive 12. So positive divide with negative, you will get negative. And then 12 divide with 2, you should get 6. And I have not touched plus negative 1, so I'm going to copy it down. Now let's see. The next step is we want to simplify this part and this part. The two parts that are highlighted in yellow color. Remember, this is a bracket. But teacher, you said this one is operation. So how are we going to continue? Alright, so if you thought about that one, let me show you something. Okay, remember when I said that when we do any operation in mathematics, that positive and negative signs are going to go together, number and number will go together. Alright, so just now we already did positive divide with negative, which is negative. And then 12 divided with 2, you get 6. Now this 2, okay, this 2 is sign and sign, negative and negative. Right? So negative and negative, this bracket will become a function, operation of multiply. I hope that you can understand. So because there is no other number here, the next one that we are going to do is negative multiply negative, which is negative multiply negative, as in the bracket is now a multiply operation. The same one will be positive multiply negative, this one. Alright, so for negative multiply negative, if you still remember, it will become positive 6. Positive multiply negative, which is negative 1. Okay, now we can continue. 4 plus 6, which is 10, minus 1, you will get 9. Because plus and addition and subtraction is on the same level. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more about this one. So before you confuse yourself, so let me take out this part. It is positive 12 divided with negative 2. Now remember when I said that symbol operation will be together. So positive divide with negative, you will get negative, and 12 divide with 2, you get 6. Now you see that outside next to the bracket there is an operation which is divide. Alright, divide. So even if this bracket is multiply, it will be divide multiply negative, which makes no sense. However, for this one, which is negative negative 6, okay, negative 6, so it will be a sense of negative multiply negative for these two. Alright, remember, divide multiply negative doesn't happen because divide will go together with the other operation, which is plus, addition, subtraction, multiply, and divide. Negative will be with negative and positive. It is a group. Okay, so positive and negative is one group. The numbers that you always see will be one group. The operation, which is the plus, minus, multiply, divide, will be another group. Okay, when we do our operation, is always by this group in mathematics. Okay, you will learn more as you go on. Right, the last one, question 4. This is a divide. So when the divide is happening like this, we are going to do the upper with the upper, the lower with the lower. So you see this one again. So this one will be positive multiply negative. So positive multiply negative, you will get negative. So we're going to settle that one first. So negative 12 minus 16. Okay, over, there's another one here. So it will be negative multiply negative. Becomes positive. So it's negative 22 plus 24. Alright, so negative 12 minus 16. You should get 28. Okay, over negative 22 plus 24. You should get positive 2. Usually we don't write positive. Now for this one, I'm going to write because negative, this line, okay, this line is divide. So negative divide positive. You will get negative 28. Divide with 2, you will get 14. So for this one, how do we check our answer using calculator? Okay. So here you see that there is a divide. So before we can straight away put it in your calculator, let's draw two big brackets. 1, 2. So if I write this one again, it will become bracket negative 12 plus negative 16 bracket divide with negative 22 minus negative 24 and bracket. Alright, so this is how you're going to enter into the calculator. So big bracket, the first bracket, negative 12 plus bracket negative 16, close your bracket, close another one. Here got 2. Alright, divide, open the bracket, negative 22 minus bracket negative 24, close your bracket, close another one because there is 2, and then equal sign. You should be able to get the same answer as we calculated now. Alright, so far, if you have problem understanding, you can rewind back and watch again what I have just teach. Alright, I hope that you can use calculator to guide your calculation. Now make sure each time you write your calculation, the number that we have not calculated, okay, you have to write it down. Don't skip. Alright, you see this number 4 just now? I have not calculated, so I write it down. So don't you miss 4 and then suddenly put 4 inside. Okay, so this is how we use BODMAS to help us calculate for combined operation.